Oh my God. So hi guys, welcome to my vlog. Kakatapos ko lang magklase and may quiz ulit ngayon, di ba Jen?
Quiz na naman?
Hindi ka ba nakikinig? Di ba may quiz?
Meron!
Meron!
Babe, di mo, ano ba simulan nun?
Di ba Yoruba yung ano natin? Di ba Yoruba yung ang tungkol yung quiz natin bukas?
Meron ba? Hindi ko alam.
Doon mo din nakikinig eh. Alam niyo na ba yung story ng Yoruba?
Hindi. Ano bang pinagsimulan nun?
Ano siya? It's like an African creation myth story. And it all started with... Long ago, before the world existed, there was only an endless void, a vast abyss of nothingness. Both the heavens and the earth were nowhere to be found, and were yet to exist. Everything was silent, except for the whispers of the divine. Above the abyss, there exists a realm called Orun, and in this space dwelled the supreme god, Olodumare, the omniscient and omnipotent being of the universe. He was the keeper of the sacred force that gave life power to all things, Ase. As time passed, he realized that the space was devoid of life, and there he made a choice to create life. One day, as Olodumare gazed upon the formless void, he thought that it was time to bring life to this expanse. He decided to create the earth, a place where life exists. However, he realized that he cannot do this alone, so he called upon Obatala, the god of creation and the divine sculptor, and gave him a sacred mission.
Obatala,
Your voice echoes throughout the universe. What shall you want?
the time has come that we bring life to this expanse. It is time we shape the world.
O great Olodumare, how shall we bring life into this world?
Obatala, you will descend into the abyss and mold the land. With it, rivers shall flow, trees shall rise, and creation shall roam the land. But beware, Obatala. This task requires wisdom, patience, and the power of ace. You must adhere to these values with your utmost.
I honor your word, Olodumare. I shall carry it out. And so, Obatala bowed in reverence as he began to prepare on his sacred journey. To aid him in his task, Olodumare provided him with a golden chain, one that is long enough to reach the void, a pouch containing divine sand, and a powerful white hen. Thus, his journey of creation began. As Obatala descended into the abyss, he felt a divine presence around him. He then saw his younger brother, Oduduwa. Curiosity filled his brother's eyes as he watched his older brother, but Obatala paid little to no attention at all. He then continued to descend through the golden chain, and he was met with the endless vast waters of the void. I can feel the world getting emptier, the air getting thinner, and the darkness engulfing more of the area of the sea. Yet, I must progress with the task entrusted to me. As he went into the abyss, Obatala opened the pouch and sprinkled the divine sand into the water. He then released the white hen. The next events were nothing short of a miracle. As the hen flapped its powerful wings and scattered the sand far and wide, the sand then began to form dry land, with each part growing into different hills, mountains, and valleys. The waters receded and formed rivers and lakes, and thus the first island came into existence. What a marvel of creation! I shall name this land Ife, the place of beginnings. As he enjoyed his creation, he planned his next step as this was just the start of his task. However, complete and unbeknownst to him, Oduduwa had other motives that would change everything. Obatala wandered around the land. It was beautiful, but he felt something was missing. Life. The world was devoid of movement, so he decided to create beings that would roam this land.
This world seems rather dull and empty. I think I should create beings that would roam this land freely and graciously. I think there should be beings that would enjoy my creation.
Hence, he decided to create these so-called beings. However, before he could start, he grew thirsty.
My descent from Orun has been long. And the heat in this world, it's different from the cold and serene heavens.
With this, he stopped to quench the thirst he had been feeling. He roamed around and stumbled upon a palm tree, rich with sap. From it, he made wine. Unfortunately, he was unaware of the drink's potency. So with this excessive consumption of wine, his mind grew clouded. Oduduwa, now aware of his older brother's situation, saw an opportunity.
Oh, Obatala, what have you done? Your recklessness has led you to commit a mistake.
Seizing the opportunity, Oduduwa descended into the world Obatala was creating, and as he descended into Ife, a thought struck him.
So this is the world he created. Huh. Why should he be the sole creator of this world? I, too, am worthy of shaping this world's destiny. I shall create outside of these borders and shape this world in my authority.
Thus, Oduduwa began creating land and mountains outside of his brother's initial creation. He deepened the rivers and declared himself the true ruler of the land. As Obatala woke up, he realized that the land was no longer the same.
Why has the land changed? It's wider and larger than before. It's not as I remembered it to be. Who could have done this?
As he grew more and more aware, he saw at the heart of it all, Oduduwa standing. He grew closer to him.
Oduduwa!
Brother, you're awake from your slumber.
What have you done? What is this? What else? What is all of this? You dare meddle with my creation!
I too am worthy of creating this world. You cannot be the only one. You abandoned your duty, brother. I did what had to be done, Obatala. You were careless. It led you to your downfall.
As the two gods argued, Olodumare watched from above, displeased.
He decided to send Orunmila to settle the matter.
Obatala's recklessness caused Oduduwa to intervene. Orunmila, with your divine wisdom, I command you to intervene and settle the matter between the two.
Your command has been heard. I shall carry it out and settle the matters between Obatala and Oduduwa.
And so, Orunmila descended into the land and settled the matters between the two gods.
This dispute must be settled immediately.
Oduduwa shaped the land, but Obatala was first to set foot in this world.
So what is your suggestion, Orunmila? I too shall be given credit for creating this world, as my brother's recklessness led him to abandon his duty.
And so, Orunmila proposed an agreement. Oduduwa shall be considered the ruler of this land, but Obatala will be the one to create the living beings that will roam the earth. After Orunmila's wisdom, the two brothers decided to work together at their own pace. Oduduwa roamed the land as the ruler, and Obatala, though still bitter from his brother's doing, focused on his task, and thus he created mankind. Obatala began in creating mankind. He shaped different figures. Some were tall, some were short, some had wide noses, some had narrow ones. But they were all perfect and beautiful. However, his thirst got into him once again, and even with being aware of his mistake, he soon started drinking the wine. He started with one, then two, then many. With every sip, he grew more reckless. Figures started to be more deformed, more imperfect. Some had missing parts, some had hunchbacks. As he sobered up, he felt ashamed.
I have failed yet again, committing the same mistake as I did. How could I, the great sculptor, make such imperfect creations? How could I, Obatala, create such errors?
Obatala, still disappointed at himself, gathered his creations and walked towards Olodumare. Olodumare, calm yet powerful, told Obatala a few words.
Obatala, you have done well despite your mistake. But your work is not yet finished. I shall breathe life into your creation.
Olodumare, I deeply apologize for the imperfections of my creations. It was my mistake that I was reckless and let myself be deceived and tempted.
I, too, shall breathe life into this imperfection. But you must remember that they will live alongside the others that you have created.
And so, Obatala breathed life into his creations. One by one, the figures came to life. Some stood tall and strong, while some, due to being imperfect, were different. Seeing this, Obatala swore an oath never to drink palm wine and protect every single one of his creations.
The first humans roamed around the world. Oduduwa, in his rule, taught them how to build homes, farms, and everything else they needed to survive. All of this seemed to be in place, but the world lacked order. The gods realized that they could not live in a world of uncertainty, and so he sent Orunmila with a duty.
Orunmila, you shall bring knowledge of faith to mankind. You shall teach them to pave a way to their destinies and teach them how to respect their creators.
I shall carry your word and do what must be done.
Thus, Orunmila descended into the earth and created Ifa, the sacred system of divination. He taught mankind their destinies, choices, and the consequences of their actions, and the duality of good and evil. Hence, mankind started to learn of their decisions, choices, and destiny. From the shadows, another god, Eshu, appeared. He was neither good nor evil. He was the one making sure that balance remains in the land. He bestowed the words of the gods to mankind and tested their wisdom by providing them with choices.
Mankind must learn. Their destinies are set, but the choices and their decisions are based off their own accord.
Yun pala yun.
Oo, di kasi nakikinig. Sabi ko si Mamay.
Naalala ko na, ang ganda pala niya.
Diba? Di, parang wala naman silang antagonist talaga. Like, si Obatala lang talagang ano doon. So anyway, bye guys. Good luck sa amin bukas. Anyway, bye guys.
Bye!